Welcome to the show where we talk about real film movies, which are both the same thing, but we'll talk about the news and reviews and reviews on film and TV and comic books too. We'd love to hear from you. We hope you enjoy it too. So subscribe to Real Film Podcasts and Reviews.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Real Issues, a film podcast that tries to answer the big questions in film, TV, comics, and gaming. This week we're going to be talking about Edgar Wright and reviewing the excellent Baby Driver. But first off, I'll introduce my co-hosts. It says co-host here. There's only one of you. It's Matt. Everyone, Matt's
Hello
here.
everyone. You know me. I don't know you. I might know some of you.
You know 95% of the people you're talking to right now, I'd imagine.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. No.
Should we start with a bit of an apology for not doing anything for anyone who cares? Which is probably nobody, but
I think Paul cares.
We should also apologise for being absent for the last few weeks.
We should apologise. We're very sorry, but it's not our fault. It's been traumatic,
isn't it?
Few weeks. Yeah.
Got a little house burgled into while you were staying around on my birthday.
Yeah.
Car stolen.
Best birthday ever.
PlayStation gone. Couldn't sleep in any of the beds because it's a crime scene officially. So it's me, you and Hattie all night on the sofa.
With the cat jumping on our head.
Watching Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Best night ever.
Best night ever. And my camera's gone. And your PlayStation's gone.
All my saves.
Yeah,
car.
that's kind of why there's been a little...
My trust in humanity, that's gone.
Yeah.
Any sort of goodwill for this species, that's out the window. Any sort of feeling of security in my own home, that's also gone.
It's all gone. No, we would have done a bit more content probably if that hadn't happened, but
I've literally spent 2 weeks calling insurance companies.
Yeah.
Turns out there's a massive swizz. That's great, isn't it?
Yeah, I had to send pictures to the insurance company of my camera, and I found the post that I put on Facebook when I got it for my 18th birthday, check out my camera, how cool is it? So I sent them that.
I can zoom in real close on everyone.
And also a picture of me looking fly in my Ray-Bans. I was like, look, I just sent them all my holiday photos, basically. It's like, look how cool I am.
How did you take a picture of your camera without your camera, Matt?
Oh.
It's camera inception, isn't it?
No one put that joke on Facebook when I picture of it on. No, everyone did. There's about 4 people.
Good. Glad I have a popular sense of humour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all good. Sorry everyone.
We've also been trying to sort out buying a house and stuff. It's been bloody hectic.
Yeah,
pretty crazy.
I've not been doing anything. I've been making little videos for Facebook and Twitter that you may have seen, which are quite funny.
Serving the public.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all about the content. We couldn't do big content, so I've just been doing little content.
It's been
recycling
old content.
Yeah, pretty
polishing
much.
Polishing turds, essentially.
Old content. It's good. It's fun. It's funny stuff.
That's too far.
We're celebrating today anyway, Rob. Though
we are apparently
on the day of recording. It's not on the day of release. So maybe we should have coincided this. But on the day of recording,
but we didn't.
It's been 1 year since our very first episode of Real Film Podcast.
Yeah.
It's been an emotional journey.
Has not
a
been.
roller coaster. Ups and downs.
Mainly downs. But you want to go down a roller coaster, that's the point. So
yeah,
think about it.
Thrills.
It's exactly what we're after. Plummeting ratings. No subscribers.
Yeah. We got some subscribers.
We got quite a lot. Yeah, no, it's fine.
The
first episode was thanks for everyone who's listening. If you listened from the start. If you haven't listened from the start, we recommend that you do not at all go back beyond sort of episode 10 because it's just a bit weird.
Yeah.
Episode 1's a bit weird.
Is it?
Well, we just spoke about Game of Thrones for 2 hours.
Yeah, because it just finished, hadn't it, I think?
Yeah.
And it was, what was it? It was just after your birthday.
It was literally, it's the same thing, because the first weekend, you and Mum and Dad came down, and then the second weekend, we had a youthful party.
Youth party, all the youths.
Yeah, all the youths, all the young dudes.
Yeah, and we just chatted about Game of Thrones while Hat and Laura hung over on the sofa.
Watching bloody... Tell me to say yes to the dress.
No, it was was some rom-com crap, I think. I can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me at some point, probably tonight when I'm in bed. But anyway, do you want to talk?
These are sort of things I think about when I'm sleeping.
Yeah, I think about what was that film that someone else watched 1 year ago that has no relation to anything. Do you want to? Should we start? Unless you got anything.
Happy birthday to us. Do you want to send us any presents?
Yeah, send us some presents.
Your favourite memories?
Or cards?
We haven't got any. Okay.
Yeah, your favourite real film podcast memories. I'm sure there's plenty.
I can't remember. I can't remember anything good that we've done. So it's.
Yeah, I can't.
We did that really good episode that never made it online.
Oh yeah, there was two episodes.
No, but the second one was really good because we stayed up really late and we'd had a few drinks and it was pretty good.
Yeah, and I had 4 hours sleep and then went to work.
Yeah.
Bad times.
You were very angry.
And we did that great episode on Mrs. Brown's Boys that for some reason did incredibly well.
It's still doing well. I still get hits on that. I don't know why. It must be linked on something weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
I should Google the name of the episode and see what pops up.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously something that's quite high on Google for some reason.
Probably Mrs. Brown's Boys.
Yeah. Don't know.
Anyway, should we talk about something a bit more interesting?
Let's do that. Have you been doing anything interesting recently before we get into our main topic?
No, apart from the things we're going to speak about in the podcasts that we're recording tonight. That's all I've kind of been doing. So
I've been rewatching Scrubs.
Oh, I've been rewatching Parks and Rec, but
you talk about Parks. You've been watching Parks and Rec all the time. That's just your. I know, that's just your status quo of your life.
Play on repeat. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. But you've been watching Scrubs. Scrubs is great.
I forgot how mint Scrubs was.
So good.
Like how actually great it was because I've not watched it since I've watched like Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine and like Modern Family, which are all like really good sitcoms. I've not watched Scrubs like after that, so I was like, is it going to stand up to those great sitcoms? And it's really good. I forgot how like hard hitting it is as well.
Yeah, it's really good.
So good.
We got to that really emotional Dr. Cox episode yet,
with the Frey song on it.
When the Frey are playing, that's a real emotional feels.
I'm on like series 2, I think.
Okay. Yeah. I think I think it's one of those shows that does generally get.
But even like early on, there's like an episode about like privatized medicine and the advantages of running medicine as a business against. And it's like it's actually like it's like a 20-minute sitcom. It's like really deep.
Yeah,
I think it does get really funny, and
I think it gets better and better like as it goes along. I mean, apart from that weird season they did at the very end,
when Dave Franco turns up, that's when it hits its peak.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. But I think it genuinely does get better and better. I don't know if that's because you really like the characters and everything and you invested in it, but it's not like some shows where it just gets to the end and you're like, oh, what's going on here? Like, I'm watching this because I feel like I should because I've watched it for the last 7 years of my life.
That a little bit of Modern Family at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm a bit like, I'm just watching this because I kind of like the people rather than the writing or anything.
It's still reasonably funny, but it's not the same as like a couple of seasons ago, which was hilarious.
Yeah.
But it's fine. Got Brooklyn Nine-Nine, so it's all good at the moment.
It's all gravy.
All good in the hood.
I'm going to save my next thing as well for next episode.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, so something to talk about. Suspense. Got to wait a few days.
Yeah.
Something that everyone else has been watching for ages, so it's not really that exciting. But there we go. It's fine. Let's move on then. So we're going to talk a little bit about Edgar Wright, his films, and then do a little bit of a Baby Driver sort of review, I think.
Yeah.
Shall we start with the Cornetto trilogy then?
The what?
The Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah, good with me.
Take car, go to Mum's, kill Phil, grab Liz, go to the Winchester, have a nice cold pint, and wait for all this to blow over. How's that for a slice of fried gold? Yeah, boy!
Should we start with Shaun the Dead?
That would be the logical place to start.
Because it's the first one. Let's start at the beginning, which is the first film in Edgar Wright's.
Yeah, it's very purred.
I know that's a joke. That's what I was doing, Matt. So was this his first feature film?
I think so. I think there might have been one thing that he did before that. But
Space before this, didn't he?
Yeah, Space is great. I need to rewatch Space.
About Space, actually. I haven't put Space in my notes.
You idiot! Space is really good, though.
Space is really good. So this was written with Simon Pegg as well, wasn't it? So it's kind of like a zombie apocalypse, but sort of not like a piss take or satire.
It's like a homage.
Yeah, an homage to zombie films.
Yeah.
But with that,
yeah, he did a film in '95, A Fistful of Fingers.
What you make a fist of?
Yeah, but apparently, I'm pretty sure it didn't get released anywhere, or it hardly got any, and there's no it was never commercially available on home video.
Okay.
So
can't review it if we wanted to.
Yeah, so we couldn't even talk about it even if we wanted to. But yeah, Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead. Shaun of the Dead is probably one of my favourite films.
It's such a clever...
And our dad likes it, which anyone who listens to the podcast knows that our dad doesn't like any films.
Such a high praise indeed.
It's like the highest praise you can give to a film is that our dad likes it.
Yeah, I mean, you like Shaun of the Dead and films about men getting raped in a wood.
Getting buggered.
Yeah.
With a creepy canoe and a banjo playing child. Oh, that kid.
That kid's freaky. Anyway, Shaun of the Dead. I've not seen Shaun of the Dead in ages, actually. I need to rewatch it, because I think I rewatched Hot Fuzz recently. I know I'm jumping the gun a bit here, but that film is so clever in so many ways.
Yeah, we watched it the other night on Netflix.
I was actually
trying to watch Shaun of the Dead, went to put the DVD on, realised my PlayStation's been stolen, haven't got a DVD player. Great.
Depressing stuff.
End of my life.
Yeah. But no, I feel like Hot Fuzz was so clever. I feel like Shaun of the Dead is probably just as clever, but I've not watched it in ages, so
just like
there's like loads of little things I've probably forgotten about or missed or whatever.
Yeah, it's just like stylistically so kind of like bold for kind of a new director. Like he's not just doing like a run of the mill like this is a zombie film. Like the whole scenes, like I love the scenes in there where they do the bit where they're coming up with like the plans and they're like, okay, we'll do this, we'll go to Winchester, have a pint, wait for us to blow over, and it's like, what about your mum? And it's like, okay, we'll get the car, get to your mum, and then there's whole like little bits where they shoot like they would do like the quick edits.
Oh yeah, he's so like as you say for like a proper first time director to have that sort of style and the freedom and like the courage to just kind of be like, no, I'm going to make a film with my mates the way that I want to make it, and that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's a point I'll come back to later. Actually, like, just feel like a proper like him and his mates just doing whatever they want, just doing what they like with no sort of
no boundaries. Really,
there's no one said, oh, you can't do that. They've sort of just gone for it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone was. I mean, apart from Spaced, everyone was pretty much unknown, weren't they? I think. I mean, wasn't Nick Frost just their mate or something that they went, oh, it'd be quite funny if he was in Spaced?
Oh, was he?
I'm pretty sure, yeah, he was just their mate who was a bit funny, and they were like, oh, do you want to come and play this part? And now, like, he's been in all of like his stuff and everything. He's
that's cool.
Been in stuff on his own and everything. He's an actor, so it is a proper like family. Oh, we're gonna make stuff. But he's got to be one of the cleverest storytellers through visuals anyway that there is. And even it shows like early on in Shaun of the Dead with the whole one shot when he's walking to the corner shop that's repeated like twice. And the first time he's just walking there and he's tired and, you know, he's speaking to these people and stuff. And the second time when the zombie apocalypse is broken out, he just doesn't see any of it happening because he's like a bit tired and he's like, oh, I'm going to go and get something from the shop sort of thing. And it's just... Yeah, to have like that kind of refined style in your first like proper feature film anyway it's like really, really impressive. Because it usually takes people quite like, even though like some people say like Reservoir Dogs is like Tarantino's like best film and stuff, but obviously it's a bit rough with the kind of his style. And then you get to like Pulp Fiction where you're like, all right, now he knows what he wants to do with this and how he wants to tell this story. As well with Shaun of the Dead, it was like, yeah, he's got this got this pretty much down. So I reckon he writes the scripts with all that stuff in mind. You know, I don't think he'd be the kind of director to take on like someone else's script.
Yeah.
And then try and like make it into something else, because I think he'll probably write something and be like, I know how I'm going to shoot this sequence. And just looking now, yeah, he's never directed something that he's not written. Yeah, so like I think it is just a thing of he probably has a very, very like visual sense of how the film's going to be as soon as he's writing it, and you can just tell that. And I wonder who his editor is actually. I wonder if he works with the same editor a lot. I'm gonna have a look now. Chris Dickens did Shaun of the Dead, and he did Hot Fuzz. He did Paul. Hot Fuzz was the last one he worked on with him on, but
sacked him.
Yeah, that's interesting though that he's doing the Han Solo film as well.
The editor.
Yeah. That's kind of interesting.
Because Lord and Miller probably have quite similar.
Oh no!
Originally, Lord and Miller they were not doing it now, but similar sort of style anyway.
Oh no! Apparently, he was replaced in May 2017.
Oh, is that when? When did Lord and Miller go? Last month.
Last month, yeah.
Clear.
But no, that's obviously again like obviously he's got. Do you know if he had the same editor for everything, you'd go, oh, maybe it's the editor's style a bit as well, but it isn't. Obviously, he's worked with other people and he still has the same, quite a similar style, so it must just be his kind of thing. What are you doing?
I was having a yawn, trying to do it off microphone.
Just in a silence, just make an awkward silence instead.
Yeah. Perfectly played out as I wanted it to.
Perfectly timed as I stopped talking.
Yeah. What about characters? Like, he makes his characters like so relatable, but like really flawed, which is kind of something that you never really you don't see that often in particular like American things. Everyone's kind of flawed, but not in like real ways.
Yeah,
they're kind of flawed in like fake ways where they just say like the wrong name when they're having sex with someone, and that's deemed a character flaw in American comedy. Whereas like Sean's like a complete deadbeat guy. He's likable, but he's not like overly likable. He's not like you don't sympathize with him because you think this is your fault. You're in this shitty job in shitty situation.
It's like you understand why Nick Frost's character is mates with him, but you also understand why Liz is dumping him.
Yeah, exactly. He's such a good character writer.
You're like, I could be mates with him, but you won't want to be in a relationship with him, would you? Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's got like no ambition at all.
And like the way that the relationship between, what's Nick Frost's character called?
Ed.
Yeah. Between Sean and Ed is like, isn't like a bit where they sort of question like Ed, like he's just dragging him down. He's just sort of a hindrance on him, and it's just there's so many like layers to the film where it could just be like a fun comedy zombie film, kind of like Zombieland or something. But it's just so much more kind of underneath that.
Oh, sorry. I just saw a link for the Baby Driver soundtrack, and I was like, ooh.
Oh, click that.
No, I said about the scene with his mum where he's got to shoot his own mum in the head because she's become a zombie and stuff, and you're like that. That's not played off for laughs. That's like a proper dramatic, like serious scene.
Yeah.
Like in American comedy, it might be played off as kind of a bit of a joke, but it's not.
It's not because he has to kill his mum.
Exactly. It's not funny. There's nothing funny about killing your mum, kids.
Something I was going to say is that in Shaun of the Dead, like he kind of has quite a distinct like style, but the action in it kind of isn't like the action that you can see like through the whole trilogy. That while his style kind of remains the same, like his like way of shooting action gets like so much better.
Yeah,
and even when he gets like we'll get to Baby Driver in a bit, but like in Shaun of the Dead, there's nothing kind of revolutionary about the way he shoots action. So the one in the pub's quite good with the Queen.
Yeah, that's
track.
A cool one.
It's a cool scene, but it's not like kind of revolutionary in the same way that
Baby Driver is.
Yeah.
No, but it's obviously like almost like a prelude a bit in that terms of choreographing an action sequence perfectly to a piece of like music.
Yeah, true.
This is really clever. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, as we said, there's like so much that's already established about him. It doesn't feel like a rough sort of first-time director job, but then also there's these things that he's obviously playing with that he then goes to fully explore in later films, which is kind of really cool when you look back at his older stuff and you go, oh yeah, I see like what was going on there and stuff. Like even the one shots of Sean walking down the street and stuff of, you know, he's this mimics of that in like Baby Driver and everything, which is really cool. Very cool. Should we move on to Hot Fuzz? Hot Fuzz, yeah. I rewatched this recently.
As have I.
And I've forgotten how, like I can't decide which one's my favourite out of. I mean, it's probably either Hot Fuzz or Shaun of the Dead in terms of the Cornetto trilogy. But
yeah,
like I think Shaun of the Dead is maybe a better film, but I think I prefer to watch Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz has an old woman get fly kicks in the face.
Yeah,
I watched that. I forgot that happened. And I watched it last night, the night before.
Oh, so
and I was just
funny.
pissing myself like 5 minutes. Like that shouldn't be that funny.
No,
Like an old
it
woman getting fly kicks in the face should not be that funny, but for some reason it's just
the
best bit of slapstick comedy I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, my favourite joke in it is the bit where he's going around the pub. You know, when he first gets there and he's like asking all the people their age, and
when's
he gets
your birthday?
Like,
what year?
When's your birthday? What year? Every year. But my favourite one's where he's like, when's your birthday? And the kid's like, ah!
Yeah. Do you like the what's the one where he says in the that Jim Broadbent says to him in the police station, where he's talking about the old sergeant, and he's like he's got one thing that you'll never have or something. He goes, "What's that? A big bushy beard."
Big bushy beard. It's just like everyone in that film's like even the scene with, you know, Martin Freeman, Bill Nighy, and Steve Coogan. It's just like,
do you want to take this higher?
It's just so well done. Like
sure?
The comedy timing is just like spot on. Like it's just so clever. Like all of it, and like I love like this is a really nerdy thing to really like, but like the journey of him going from London to Sanford is like so good. Like the editing style and just like it must be like 30 seconds if that, and
probably
it's not just him sat on a train like a normal film would do with sad music over the top. It's really fast paced, it's energetic, it's fun, but you get an idea of his feelings of where he's going, and it's so well done, and it's like original as well. He's like Edgar Wright doesn't seem like the kind of guy who just goes, oh yeah, right, all right, like interior train day, Sean sits on the train.
Every scene's like got a purpose, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. He goes, all right, I need to show him getting to Sanford. And he doesn't just go, okay, well, the simple way is to show him on the train, on the platform, in a taxi, then he's at the hotel. He's like, all right, how can I make this like visually interesting and entertaining to like an audience? And I even love the first shot of the film, actually, where it's like the behind the desk at the thingy, and he comes like walking all the way up to camera, and he's just there with his
it takes ages as well.
Badge. Yeah, it's such a cool.
I just love the bit where he's like trained in extreme car driving and extreme bike cycling or something like that.
It is just like a really, really clever film, and like I don't know what like Edgar Wright was trying to comment on, or if he was trying to make any comments at all, but it just kind of feels like he's making. I mean, the obvious comparisons where he's like Bad Boys and Point Break and stuff like that, with the stuff they literally speak about in the film. But
I forgot about that bit at the end where Nick Frost's character is like his dad's like running away.
Yeah. He's like, But even like that whole last bit, they're having a big punch up in like a model city, destroying all these buildings and stuff.
Yeah,
and there's like a sprinkler going off, like imitating rain, and you just like, it's so good. It's just like so clever, so like funny, and just even it just subverts like the whole genre thing, like the whole idea that he's this great detective, and you feel like it's kind of this detective story, and he figures out what's going on, but actually it's so much simpler than his convoluted sort of story
Yeah.
why all these people have been murdered. They're just there like, yeah, we want to be the best town. And you don't sit there either at that point and go, oh, this is stupid. You just like go along with it and like enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
And even the bit with
I think it kind of like earns your trust.
yeah, definitely, yeah. It kind of pays off as well. Like I was saying, even then the bit with the goose and is it the goose and Stephen
swan.
Merchant? Yeah, the swan. Yeah, the swan. He's like,
Is that what does it look like?
yeah, no. What's the bit where he's on the phone though? He's like, he's saying his name. I can't think what the joke is now.
Can't remember.
P.I. Staker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, piss taker. They just cut straight into him going, yes, how can I help you, Mr. Staker?
Yeah.
You're like,
I love the Bill Bailey role as well. And you don't realise he's playing like two different people. Because we were watching the other night and Hat was like, oh, I didn't realise it was two different people. I'm like, yeah, you're not supposed to. That's the joke.
yeah, that's the whole point, the whole joke that he's... Isn't he reading The Wasp Factory as well? I'm sure
something like that. Yeah, no, it's
something Ian Banks book.
it is Ian Banks, yeah. I can't remember what book it is.
I think it might be Wasp Factory, which is like the creepiest book in history, but
What a creep.
that's for another time.
Is it?
I don't know. Yeah, I'll review it at some point. Maybe I should reread it again, see how creepy it really is.
Maybe.
Could
you turn your sound down? I'm getting loads of feedback for some reason.
Sake. Bit late to tell me now.
Right, it's just started now. I don't know why it started doing
I'll
it.
put my headphones in, actually.
Oh, Jesus.
There's silence in, are you?
Adam Buxton's in it. It's pretty funny. I like his reporter
Yeah.
person. Everyone's like really good in that. So like Timothy Dalton. I forget like how does he get these like massive names in these films?
I think his scripts are just
Bill Nighy,
good, aren't
yeah,
they?
but like
It's
Martin
like
Freeman,
tight.
Bill Nighy, and Steve Coogan for literally 30 seconds of screen time.
Yeah. I don't know.
And a bit at the end.
Well,
I love that joke as well, where you're like, you're too good, you're making us look bad.
Yeah.
Like you're making everyone else look bad, you need to go somewhere else. It's just like, so funny.
It's just like I can't actually think about like a fault in that film.
No. It's got a man fly kicking a woman in the face.
Exactly, yeah, it's perfect.
Automatically perfect.
Yeah.
It's got everything you could possibly want.
Yeah. Should we go on to The World's End?
Let's do that. So World's End is like Simon Pegg plays this like is he an alcoholic or a druggie?
Alcoholic, both I think.
Probably.
Both, probably.
Who's kind of living like in the past because he used to be like the cool kid at school, and now you realise that being a cool kid at school is probably not something to base your whole life on.
Yeah.
So he tries to like get his mates together to do like a pub crawl, and they realise that everyone's been replaced by aliens.
Yeah.
Who? What are they trying to do? To take over the world, or
well, kind of not take over the world. They sort of want to bring Earth into this sort of intergalactic partnership sort of thing. But they're sort of got the aliens are voiced by Bill Nighy are going, oh well, some of humanity isn't perfect, so we need to get rid of the imperfect ones so that they don't spoil this all. And then they kind of realised humanity's too messed up and they can't be bothered anymore. And
this is the one I think that has the most kind of poignant message in it.
Yeah.
It's the most serious one because like Simon Pegg's character goes through some really tough shit in it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of tough stuff. And yeah, like the whole message about
stuff.
whole message about like humanity and stuff. Like Hot Fuzz kind of has that a little bit.
Yeah.
With like people trying to control things and like horrible things people do to like stay in power. But yeah, this is like it's pretty heavy stuff.
Yeah.
From
really heavy
a film
stuff.
about aliens that bleed kind of blue liquid.
Yeah, and a bunch of guys going on a pub crawl.
I love as well they have like the same cast in like each film playing different people. So it's kind of weird, but
you kind of expect it,
it's
though,
like,
don't you?
It's like the guy who I don't know what his name is, but he's one of the Andys in Hot Fuzz.
Yeah, I know who you mean. He plays
like one of his mates in World's End.
Yeah, I think this is the one I've watched the least, but I feel like I need to go back and watch it again because I don't think I fully appreciated how good it was.
Didn't we watch this together and then Mum refused to come watch it with us.
Did you?
I think we were at the Trafford Centre in Manchester. Yeah,
I can't remember.
And we went to watch it. Mum was like, I don't want to see that.
I remember liking it at the time, but I don't remember being like not like blown away, but almost being like, oh, that wasn't as good as the other ones.
Yeah,
but
I don't think it is.
I don't know.
So,
like,
what's the name as well, isn't it?
Rosamund Pike.
Yeah.
Rosamund Pike. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it is a film that I need to go back and check out again to fully, because there's that great scene in the bathroom where they have the fight, which is kind of what you were saying, you know, when he's sort of gone from you know, the kind of action in Shaun of the Dead, which was kind of quite generic, to doing something kind of like really cool in The World's End.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like why I don't like this as much as the other two, and I can't think of any reason like at all.
Yeah,
I think of what I don't like about it. I think maybe the main characters aren't as likable. Maybe. Yeah, so you kind of don't really care as much as what happens to him because he's a bit of a bellend.
Idiot. Yeah, I think that's not a downfall of it, because it is obviously very purposeful. He's like that, but the other ones.
But even like Nick Frost is kind of boring, isn't he? He's not.
Yeah.
Nick Frost doesn't really have much of a character, because like the whole point is that he's kind of a boring.
Yeah, he used to be mental, and then he nearly died, didn't he, or something? So he was like,
something like So for most of the film, he's kind of quite square, which is kind of fine, I guess. But like,
I suppose it's almost like a bit meta, isn't it? Though, of kind of going, oh yeah, Nick Frost is this funny, silly guy, but for most of the film, we're going to make him play quite straight and that sort of thing. But like about Simon Pegg's characters, like in the Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, they're flawed people, but they're nice people. Like at heart, they're kind of good, honest people. Whereas in this,
he's probably not.
Yeah, he's probably not. He's just kind of a bit. He's like a bit of an idiot. He's the kind of guy you probably want to spend one night with, and then you just
not even that.
Be like, yeah, you'd probably have a few pints with. You'd leave just before he nuts someone in like the corner of a Weatherspoons, like
before he smashes his bottle and uses it to.
You'd see him like his nostrils flare a bit, and you're like, "No, I'm out. I'm gone.
I'm gone, mate. See you later.
I've had a good night. It's been a laugh."
It's 11:30. Going home.
It's over now. Going home. Yeah, that's probably the only kind of thing that probably puts this down on a different level to Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, that the main character's not as like, you're kind of rooting for him, but at the same time you kind of don't want, like, his whole thing is, oh, I want to be back with my friends like we were at high school.
Yeah, I want to be cool.
But you just kind of go, well, it's not really going to happen, is it really?
Yeah,
like as I say, like Sean was like, oh, I just want to be happy with my mate and my girlfriend, and you're like, yeah, I get that. You know, Hot Fuzz, it's like, I want to get to the bottom of this crime. You're like, yeah, I get that. It's like kind of juvenile thing of, oh, I just want to get drunk with my mates, even though I'm a raging alcoholic. My best mate nearly died when he got too drunk and stuff like that. My life's spiraling out of control. Because it's not even like he wants to get his life under control.
Yeah, I think that's the problem, isn't it? He doesn't want like redemption. He doesn't want.
Yeah.
So it kind of puts this barrier between you.
Yeah, it's still a really fun film. There's still like really like emotional bits as well. Because you find out he's tried to like kill himself, don't you?
Yeah, it's really heavy, isn't it? That bit in the shed where they see where they want to carve his name into the wood or something. Yeah, and it's like, it's like shit. Yeah,
it's like it does have those kind of emotional, like really emotional like beats in it, and you do care for the cat. You're like, oh man, that's rough. Yeah, he's obviously having. You know, it's obviously like harder time than. You know, you kind of.
Yeah, you kind of think he's just pathetic, like loser, but actually.
Yeah.
Kind of
so maybe on like a second watch, it's kind of a bit different, because you're like, oh, you see why he's doing it, because that was the last time he was happy, and now he's like depressed and trying to kill himself. But on like a first view, and you're like, this guy's just an idiot. But yeah, I should rewatch.
Yeah, I would do if I had a DVD player, but some bastard stole it, so it's not happening anytime soon. Have you seen Scott's Pilgrim?
I have seen Scott Pilgrim.
I've not seen Scott Pilgrim. You hate it, don't you?
Yeah,
Michael
kind
Cera.
of.
What an actor.
I don't. Some people say this is like amazing, and I just I've only watched it once and never gone back to it because I disliked it that much. I just don't think it just didn't click with me at all.
Is it because Michael Cera is not very good at acting?
I mean, that's like, but he plays his usual thing, which is fine. Like, he's obviously typecast as the awkward.
I'm here by accident.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the character's supposed to be. But I think I think something just didn't click with me about what the film was like trying to do.
Yeah, I can't comment.
Like,
keep going.
But that's it. It's been that long since I saw it that I just can't really explain what it was that didn't click with me. It was just something I was sat there just going, I just don't understand why. Like, I don't know if this is trying to be funny or exciting or what. Like, that's kind of what I felt. I didn't understand what it was trying to do.
But like,
some of my friends like really love it and think it's like one of his best films and stuff. But like, for me, a lot of it felt like style over substance.
Burn.
Like, because there's this whole thing that, like, I just don't think I cared, because it's like Michael Cera's character fancies this girl and he's got to fight all of her ex-boyfriends in this weird, like these weird sort of matches sort of thing. And it's like a video game. And
interesting.
I was just like, but I don't see why Michael Cera likes this girl. She's weird. And like, why is he fighting her ex-boyfriends? Like, that doesn't really make any sense. And like, not everything has to make sense, but like, when it's like that long a film, that's the whole purpose of the film, and you don't care about if he gets with the girl or not because you don't particularly like either of them. It kind of just became like a thing of style over substance. And I was like, and for me, it was like too stylized as well. I mean, maybe I should give it another go and see what's going on with that. But yeah,
probably didn't understand it, Matt.
Maybe I didn't. I'm completely open to that possibility that I just didn't. I didn't get it. I'm too slow. But yeah, it's a shame. Like, because I really like all of his other stuff. Just not that one.
Should we move on to the big one then?
The big one.
The big one.
Yeah.
Baby Driver.
Do it. Crap.
Pretty good, isn't it?
So bad.
I said this in my review that I wrote, but this feels like kind of like a big boy film. Like, the other three feel like he's making great films, but films that kind of low budget with his mates, and kind of they are like tightly written and very clever, but Baby Driver just feels like different level, really. I can't quite put my finger on like what it is, but it just feels like a kind of a coming of age kind of film for him. Even though he's already been really successful and been around for ages, but this just feels like something like totally next level for me.
Yeah. No, it did for me as well. It was just, it almost, like, in terms of how well directed it was, it almost like resonated with me in the same way like La La Land did.
Yeah, I was the same actually, yeah.
In terms of, like, he obviously did exactly what he wanted with this film, and everything was so well crafted and choreographed. I mean, I've said to everybody that, like, people go, oh yeah, Tarantino is great using music within films, and oh, Guardians of the Galaxy using all these fun tunes. And you just go, yeah, I'm sure they use those tunes purposefully. You know, they might have been like writing the script going, oh yeah, I will. This is really distracting. You just ordered waiter service for a bit. Like, oh, this, bring me one.
bring you a beer. Might take a while.
Yeah. This whole thing of like, they might, like James Gunn might have been writing Guardians of the Galaxy going, oh, I'm going to put this song under this section as we transition from this scene to this scene. But it's like Edgar Wright was like, I'm going to use this scene, I'm going to use this song, and I'm going to perfectly choreograph it.
It feels like, he had the music and then wrote the film around the music.
I mean, I was listening to the Empire podcast. They did like a spoiler special with him and spoke to him about that. And apparently it was literally like he would write a sequence that he knew he wanted to put music to. And he would judge how long it was going to be. So he'd be like, all right, it's 2.5 pages. So it's going to be about 2.5, 3 minutes. And then he'd go on his iTunes and like scroll and like sort his songs by duration and scroll down to like 2.5 minutes and find a song because he wanted to play the songs in their entirety.
That's pretty cool.
And it's like so cool. And it's just like, because you see like Baby, the main character, like mouthing and like singing along to the thing and dancing to it and using like, even in the action sequences where it is kind of, he's listening to it, but it is sort of played over the top. Like the silences and the quiet bits are used as like beats in the action as well. It's just,
I love the bit as well
so
where he has to restart the song.
Yeah.
It's just like a meta kind of
like
moment in the film. It's almost, it was almost like an in-joke where he'd sort of almost like written this scene that takes this long, but the song was like 15 seconds less or something.
Yeah.
So he kind of needs to like not stall, but like it's obviously intentional. It's not like by accident, but like almost kind of get that extra. It's just so clever.
Yeah, I think it's just it's just a really, really clever.
There's loads like little bits as well
like,
that just
cool.
I love the bit where like
film.
Is it when John Bernthal gets in the car at the start and like points forward?
Yeah.
And then he just like drives backwards, and that's kind of like sets the whole tone for the kind of what you kind of expect from the rest of the film. It's like it's not just a heist film, or it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like run of the mill. It's like there's sort of different things in there and different sort of ideas and plot twists and. Should we do spoilers? Should we talk about spoilers? Because like the ending's not kind of what I expected.
No, it's not what I expected. No, I don't know what I expected because I was like, I don't really know what's going to happen. That's kind of fun as well. But
it did feel like, like how is this going to end? I had no idea like what was going to happen. I did feel like GTA as well, where it's like you've got 5 stars.
Spoilers then. Spoilers.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, yeah, we'll time code it or something.
Something probably not. I can't be bothered.
If you can be bothered. No, it's just it's just so well done. Like the whole, everything about it is just so clever and funny and cool, and it's just an enjoyable film to watch. Like I don't think, like I wouldn't say it's like deep and meaningful. It's got like deep moments, but it's not like got a big message about life and stuff. But you just go, why does a film need that if it's fun and cool and got emotion and to it and everything?
Yeah.
Like, like loads of people are like, the great films of this year are going to be, like Moonlight and stuff like that. He's going, I'd rather watch Baby Driver.
I'm not. Yeah, I have no interest in watching Moonlight again. Absolutely no interest in watching that film. Like, artistically, it's brilliant, but I wasn't like.
Yeah, but
I wasn't sat enjoying it for 2 hours. I was sort of like, I'm kind of ready for this to finish at any point.
Yeah. It's like artistically, I'd say this was brilliant in the way that
it is,
but in a different sense in terms of a visual.
Is it style over substance, though, Matt?
No, it's not. It's because it's got heart to it and it's got good characters. You've got.
Did you like
Kevin
Ansel? What's his name? Ansel.
Ansel. I don't know.
Stupid name. I've seen a lot of criticism of like the 2 main characters that they're kind of too underplayed in it.
That's the point.
Well, yeah, exactly. I was going to get onto that, but like people saying like John Hamm and I can't remember who plays his wife in it, and Jamie Foxx and John Bernthal are so like almost like caricature of sort of stereotypes that they kind of drown out the 2 leads.
I don't think they do.
But kind of the point is that Baby is not part of this. That's the whole point, is that he's not a part of this world. He's not a criminal.
Yeah.
And that kind of like the fact that he's just a normal guy kind of in this world of
Yeah.
kind of over the top characters kind of emphasizes that.
But then he's not like boring either. Do you know what I mean? Like he's got character, like he's an interesting. It's not just like here's a guy who fell in wrong with the wrong guys, but he can drive a car real good. It's like I like the film Drive, but like Ryan Gosling's character in that is kind of like he doesn't have loads going on for him in terms of
apart from just being Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, apart from that sort of thing, but like Baby does have, he's got the tinnitus thing, so he listens to his music to drown it out. And
is that a real thing?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, apparently. Yeah.
What is it? It's just a
tinnitus is a real thing. Yeah, apparently, a lot of musicians worry about it, and like my friend Jordan, he like it's a real serious thing. If you're like a sound engineer or anything, because if you listen to stuff too loudly all the time, you can damage your ears and then get like this ringing in your ears and you can't mix music properly.
Listen to more stuff to drown it out. It gets worse.
Yeah, exactly. But apparently he shared an article on why like Baby Driver gets tinnitus right, about like what it is and stuff.
Okay.
That it isn't like something where people can't hear and they can't function, but it's kind of like more understated than that, but it's still, something like kind of serious. But he's got that, he's got his his mum and dad dying. He's got his like love for music and like making music and stuff like that as well. But it all like made sense. I was like, this is all. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't sat there going, this guy's weird, or I was like, this makes sense for his character.
What's like really great as well is that you get all this like character backstory and development with like almost no exposition whatsoever about what he's been through. Or
it's like no exposition, but it all comes back around. Like most of it will come back around and serve a purpose, and you're like, oh, I didn't think that was gonna actually have any relation on the film at all.
Like when they're watching Monsters Inc.
Yeah, it just kind of
that's
felt
one of
like,
the best jokes.
Yeah, really good.
That was the most I've laughed in cinema for like a long time. That bit.
Yeah. I think, like,
stop quoting Monsters Inc. at me.
Yeah. I just think like the whole. It feels like kind of Edgar Wright was coming up with his character and then started writing this. He came up with like, oh, he does this and he does that, and it was writing the script and putting these little bits and pieces in it. And then as he was going along, was kind of like, oh, I can reuse that here as like a plot point. And so it feels really natural about the way that like the character and the plot kind of go together at the same time. And like I've seen people again criticizing, is it Lily James? Is she called?
Yeah,
Deborah in it, who. Going, oh yeah, she's just a woman and like someone for Baby to save and stuff like that. And you're like, well, yeah, she kind of is that, but at the same time, there obviously is a lot more going on there. With, she mentions about like I think a mum like dying and stuff like that, and her having to care for her mum, and she's obviously stuck in somewhere that she hates, and it's like she's not just some girl that she's obviously desperate to get away, but you don't really know why. But I kind of like that you don't really find out all of her quirks and backstory and that, because I'm like, do I need to know that? It would just feel like there's no natural way for that to come out in this film apart from like exposition, and that would just be really bad if she's had this full scene there of her going, yeah, this happened to me and this happened to me.
And it's not her story.
I want to get away. Exactly, yeah, it's not her story. It's like you don't know much about Bats or Doc. Like you don't really know anything about their backstories. They're just there and they're entertaining characters. And the fun, like the only one you really know a little bit about is like Buddy and Darling, and that's because Jamie Foxx's Bats kind of does a really cool scene where he kind of says what he thinks is the truth, and you can kind of tell that sort of is the truth behind their characters and stuff. And I just think it's just, I don't understand the criticism of it, because they're like Baby and Deborah are like deep characters that have backstory in there. Like the others are pretty caricature-y, and they have little arcs, but it's quite like they don't. It's not, people are acting like they have this huge, like they're the ones that have the arcs and the redemption and the fully fleshed characters, where actually they're
just the loud ones.
Shallow, they're the most shallow ones out of like the two of. But that's fine, because they're there to serve a purpose, and like Edgar Wright's done a great job of making sure that they're not just full caricatures. Like there's a scene where John Hamm goes up to Baby and he's like, oh yeah, what she kill a track? He's like, when I was young and I used to nick cars and mess about, I had like a track that would always get me pumped when I was driving and stuff.
Yeah, I thought John Hamm's really good in this.
Yeah, and they like and he's like, oh, it's Brighton Rock, and they're like, really? Yeah, let's listen to it and stuff. And you go, oh, actually, like, he is a nice guy.
He's still human.
Yeah, he's still a human guy, and he can appreciate.
Unlike Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, who is just like mental.
Should we go into spoilers then?
Let's go into spoilers.
What
happens to John Bernthal, Rob?
Well, he says if you never see me again, I'm dead. So
I'm dead. And you never see me
dead,
again.
Isn't he? Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Done.
I
think that's like a really clever way of just kind of getting rid of a character.
Yeah, so like,
and the way like Kevin
really
Spacey always says
well.
yeah, I never using the same crew together twice.
Yeah.
And then you don't see me again, I'm dead. And well, it's perfectly it makes sense. We don't need to see what happens to him, but we can infer that from a line early on in the film.
Yeah.
I said this in my review, like it kind of does almost break the fourth wall sometimes.
Yeah.
And things like that where it's just speaking directly to the audience, but
not in a horribly obvious expositional
Deadpool
sort of way. Yeah, like Deadpool. Yeah. It's just the way the heists are done as well. Like most films, directors be like, all right, I'm doing a heist film. We've got to see the heist. We're going to go in with the characters. She's going to shoot him. He's going to shout, everybody get on the floor. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. It's like all the heists in this film. We're with Baby in the getaway car
just
outside. Just watching him.
That like, one where he's like planned to escape as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you can clearly see it's going wrong, and he's just like the emotion just in his face of being like, I just don't know what to do.
Yeah. It's just so well done, and it flips like the genre around while still making it like so exciting as well. Like the car chases are just,
but like it's almost more exciting, kind of being in a car with Baby, because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's coming out the door,
but you kind of like trust him as well.
Yeah,
like I think he's going to get out of this sort of thing.
Did you like the John Hamm sort of twist? That he was kind of
twist.
The fact that the whole film kind of sets up, I suppose, Jamie Foxx or Kevin Spacey to be the big bad guy.
Yeah, I like.
Or kind of the main adversary, but then it turns out, it's John Hamm. He's just
because again, it's like understandable though as well that Baby does lead to the death of his wife.
Yeah,
like even if they are criminals, it is Baby's fault that she died, and as you say, like John Hamm's drugged off his head. He's got the police after him. He's probably killed a few police officers, so he's going to go to prison for the rest of his life when he gets caught. And someone's led to the death of his wife. You just think, well, he's inevitably not going to get away, is it? So it makes sense that he's going to try and go down, just taking down the guy who messed it all up for him as well.
Yeah.
What do you think about Kevin Spacey? Kevin Spacey's not turn of heart, but like his, thing at the end of going, no, I'm not going to help you, not going to help you. They sees him together and he's like, all right, I'm going to help you and we'll give you some money. I get out of it.
I kind of bought it at the time.
Yeah, I bought it.
Because I kind of like, there's a few bits in there where he is quite fatherly to him.
Yeah, he obviously
he does kind of look out for him, even though he's obviously using him. But he does, like, that's the great thing about this film. It's not just black and white. There are like each character has like different levels of humanity. Like he's clearly a complete arsehole for making Baby do everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, he still cares about him. That's human emotion. It's not black and white.
Yeah, exactly. And I've seen people, it's a bit unbelievable that he just decides to help them out and stuff, but he just like sees them together and he goes, well, what? Almost like kind of, well, what use is he to me now? Because I'm not going to be able to use him again.
Yeah, exactly.
As a driver, their lives are ruined. What 20k to me? Nothing. And I can help this guy out that's probably made me a lot of money in the long run, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I've seen people as well like, oh, why'd you go to that to like dying for him at the end? You just go, well, he didn't set out to die for him, did he?
Yeah,
it was just like
he's a shit at
circumstantial.
Shooting.
Yeah, it was kind of like he was there with them when those guys turned up, and then John Hamm ran him over in a car. It's like, he didn't mean to. It's not like he was like, they're coming, run you guys, and he like ran into a lot of gunfire for them.
Didn't do a Gandalf, did he?
Yeah, exactly. It was just the circumstance of the situation that someone was going to kill all three of them, so he killed them, and then John Hamm showed up and went mental with a police car.
I love mental John Hamm.
Yeah, I just thought this film was great. I thought it kind of had a bit of everything going on for it, but it didn't feel overstuffed either. There was so much going on, but I was never sat there going, "Oh, this is going too fast." Like they're jumping around too much.
It does have like a calm, like 20 minutes in the middle where he kind of thinks he's done, and he goes home and he sees his like is his foster dad he's looking after?
Yeah.
He's like his tapes, and he sees like Deborah, and he sort of like kind of plan their escape and stuff, or like and you kind of think like where's this going next after that, but so it does slow down a bit, just to let you sort of breathe, and then just before it kind of ramps up again.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, exactly. It's just
I'll edit that yawn out.
Yeah, good. It's got it's exciting, it's fun, it's cool, it's got a great soundtrack, it's funny, it's got heart, it's got like it's just kind of got everything really. I don't see how you could like not enjoy some aspect of this film. Like even if you don't think it's the greatest thing ever, I don't know how you couldn't come out and go, "Oh yeah, I enjoyed that part of it or this part of it."
We've not even spoke really about like the car scenes, the car chases.
Yeah, because like
it's just so good. But
they
like
are amazing.
They are, but they're not like the best. Well, they are. It's the whole thing, though, isn't it? Like,
yeah, they're there to serve a purpose because that's who the character is, and there's some great, like, amazing stunts in there, and they're really exciting and everything. And I think that's it. It kind of matters, not like in other films where there's car chasing. It's like, I don't really care who dies, who crashes, who goes up in a ball of flame. I don't really care, and like but you kind of care about.
For me, it felt it kind of felt kind of like Breaking Bad-ish, not like stylistically or anything, but kind of in the same way where the protagonist is kind of this guy who doesn't belong where he is. He doesn't really know what he's doing with the people that he's in with.
Yeah.
And he gets in like horrible situations, and throughout the whole film, I was like, "How is he getting out of this?"
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, "How is he not? How is he getting it? Like, you can't see a way out." And and Breaking Bad obviously gets to a point where the spoilers for Breaking Bad here if you haven't seen it. Skip ahead about 30 seconds. But Breaking Bad kind of gets to a point where there's no escape for Walter White. There's no way out because realistically there isn't. So there's no way for that series to end other than the way it does really.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. And Baby Driver's kind of the same. Like if he'd got away at the end, I think I would have been a bit annoyed about that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's a bit of a cop out. And what I really like is that Edgar Wright like punishes him for. He's not like totally innocent in this. Like he gets punished for doing bad things by serving. Exactly. I don't know how long he serves in prison. Does it say like 20 years or something in the film? And then
because they say like he gets a sentence of 25 years, but then they say you could get parole after 5, which I presume is what happens because he does definitely not age 25 years.
Yeah, I really liked the way it ended.
Yeah,
like,
I did.
Do his time, and then like. He does like the right thing as well by Deborah
not leading her across a road like chase across the country and stuff, and that's it. He like gets what he deserves.
Gets like a clean slate as well. Yeah,
you like want him to be happy as well.
Why do you throw the car keys in the river, Matt?
Well, I saw it just as like a
symbolic gesture.
Yeah, thing of I'm not going to try and trick you or anything.
How's Deborah getting home?
I don't know. Police probably give her a lift. Probably took off a question anyway, really, didn't they?
Probably did, to be fair, yeah.
They didn't just go, off you pop.
But that car was someone else's, wasn't it? So
yeah, I don't know. I'm sure they got a spare key.
Burglars take both sets of keys, Matt. Just saying from experience.
Who knows?
That's it. That's what we thought.
Great film.
Have you heard this is the only film he'll think of doing a sequel to?
Yeah, I don't think I want one. Though.
I don't want a sequel to this. There's just no need.
No, there's no need for it at all. Actually,
no point.
One thing I didn't want to say about the style of this film is that it's like the least Edgar Wright style film that there is. Like, I don't think there's any whip pans or anything. Like, there's obviously the music and the style of writing, the style of comedy, and there is, like, as I was saying before, the kind of long shots with him walking down the street that are similar to like Shaun of the Dead and everything. But in terms of visual style and stuff, it wasn't like as stylistic as the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, it had different.
It was the right style for this film and everything, and it kind of made me think afterwards about his Ant-Man film, what his Ant-Man film would have been like.
I've written notes about this.
Have you? Because I was going to say, I know a lot of people were like, oh, like I would have liked to have seen it, but maybe it wouldn't have fitted into the style of the Marvel Universe because Edgar Wright's such a stylistic director with his whip pans and his quick cuts and all that sort of stuff. But you just go, this proves that his Ant-Man probably would have been pretty great.
But also, like, yeah, they've gone for, like, particularly like Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther. The trailers for those two look very stylized.
Yeah, but I think it was more Edgar Wright's decision to step aside, wasn't it? Because, like, as we were saying earlier about the fact that he's always written the things that he's directed, and I can't see him directing something that someone else has written. Apparently, like, he'd write in these drafts, and then they started doing a draft without him and stuff like that. And he was going,
he'd been writing that before the MCU started as well, hadn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And he was kind of don't want to be writing, like, directing something that I've not written. Like, so it sort of seemed like it was more his choice to step aside than like a mutual like thing. But you just think, oh, what would it have been like if they just let him?
Yeah, that'd have been great.
Let him run with it. Like, because I was never really that bothered. I was like, yeah, I like him, but I'm not. But after seeing this, I'm kind of like, oh, I wonder what he really could have done with that.
Actually, yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah, what he could have done with that film.
Yeah, you will never know, Matt.
We will never know.
Edgar Wright will never tell us, and I'll never watch Ant-Man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, what was the quote?
It's like watching your ex-girlfriend have sex.
Yeah,
or something like.
It's like, would you watch your ex-girlfriend have sex?
No.
No, probably not, no.
Kind of the same thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Oh, well. That's it. Probably.
Most likely.
Go and watch Baby Driver.
Yeah, go and watch it.
And also read my review. It's a good review. Someone said it was amazingly written.
It's okay.
And that person was not my mum, so it's fine.
Yeah, it wasn't my mummy who said it was good.
Yeah, no, fine. Where can people find us, Matt? And anything to plug, actually? Do you want anything to plug? Some YouTube?
Yeah, just check all of our stuff out on YouTube. We've got some pretty cool series on the go. We've got Last of Us Let's Play. We've got a Dark Souls Let's Play. We've got a Dark Souls Challenge run. We've got real film rewrites. We've got some gaming videos. All sorts.
All sorts
going on the YouTube page. And hopefully when you get your PlayStation back, we'll start doing a bit more again. Especially on the Dark Souls Challenge thing, Bonfire to Boss.
It's the most popular video, that.
Yeah, it is.
Check it out. Fun. It's like 10 minutes. If you got a spare 10 minutes. It's not really like, you don't really need to kind of be a Dark Souls fan either. It's not.
No, I think
it's just like a challenge. Yeah, it's just like a little thing. Check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Also, if you want to help us, best way to do it is probably leave us a review and a rating on iTunes. And just tell your mates. Tell your mates. Tell your little friends.
Like, yo, bro, I've seen this mega dope podcast. You should listen.
Yeah.
So you need to say.
Yeah.
Dude, exactly that.
Right. That's fine.
That's the show.
We're done now. See you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye.